We are now. Here we go. You're listening to The War Report, a wrestling and relationships podcast with your host, Vince Barry. The War Report is brought to you by TagMeADate.com, where wrestling night is date night. Sign up now, and your first month is free. All right, welcome everyone to another edition of the War Report, live on the YouTubes, on the Tag Me a Date channel. I am your host, Vince Barry from Northeast Wrestling. Of course, with me as usual is our TagMeADate.com crew. Doesn't look like Charlie Armstrong from Gimmick Tree is here this week, but he usually he'll stop in again, I'm sure, and bring some more.
We need another story time with Charlie.
Oh my God, I really think that they should do a Duck Dynasty style show about this guy's life. Just follow him around, and I mean, they're gonna have to have somebody with a fucking censor button, but it would probably be the highest rated show on A&E.
I agree.
Yeah. Jesus. He's a character, and you got to be a character in wrestling. So that's
if
kind
you could
of
have a show called Duck Dynasty that doesn't talk anything about ducks.
Right? They
You could
barely
totally
talk
beat
about
that.
ducks on that damn show. Yeah, we could have.
The Shucky Ducky Quack Quack Dynasty.
Yep.
It would have to Booker T would have to be there. Oh my God.
Shucky Ducky, and then get pissed off when you say something mean.
Oh man. So yes, we are live on YouTube, and every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. We just went through the time change, and I know it sucks to lose that hour of sleep, I guess, that one day, but it's worth it for me that it's not pitch black at 4:30 anymore.
Amen.
Oh my God, it was the worst.
License slander.
I know you don't. It doesn't matter to you because you work these Iron Man weird hours.
Third
But,
shift is a bitch. All it means is the sun goes up an hour early, so it's bright and sunny when I'm trying to sleep.
Oh well, apologies for that. But you're in the vault, so how would you see it? There's no sunlight in the vault. That's a
I
nice.
actually created GoFundMe to create my own vault club.
Vault Club. There you go.
I'd rather pay that one than Kanye's.
Kanye. Oh, we never even
Hey,
mentioned how much debt
something with
Kanye's
mine.
in. Fucking Kanye. Oh shit! The battle royal with the. I'm just looking at the spreadsheet now. It looks
Yeah.
like you guys have filled out some of your card.
Yeah, I added NXT Dallas. We're gonna apparently do that, so.
Well, I think that's a more legitimate.
Then
event than
Roadblock.
Fastlane. Oh, Roadblock rather. Yes, Roadblock. Fuck that.
Fastlane wasn't too bad, but Roadblock.
Right,
Yeah.
Fastlane wasn't bad. Was that the one with the tournament or the number one contender match? What was the main event of that
triple
show?
threat?
The main event was the
Triple threat. Yeah. Hmm.
I just pulled it up on the.
Roadblock was the unnecessary show.
Yeah.
Right, where nothing happened, nothing changed, no titles changed hands, nothing was furthered, nothing was settled.
Still was a pretty good wrestle match, though.
It was
Show.
wrestling matches. Yes, in a bubble, that was one of the best shows WWE has put on. Probably because it was a house show and everybody's a little more relaxed. But they figure how many people are realistically going to see it. How many people are watching this on the network? I don't know. I don't think they released that kind of specific number. So I'd be interested to see what live events do compared to the subscriber base. Because like if there's 1 million people or had 750,000 people subscribed, I don't know what the number is. But how many tune in to the live shows when they're live, as opposed to trying to catch up?
I'm sure they have that number sitting there, but I doubt they'll reveal it.
Oh yeah, I don't think they would tell you that. Oh, did you guys see Hulk Hogan got another $25 million in punitive damages, upping his total to $140 million for one porno? He is the highest paid adult film actor in the world.
And he only asked for $100 million.
Yeah, that's the best. Well,
Huh.
I think here's my take on it. When you own a website and you post a celebrity sex tape and a judge tells you to take down the sex tape and then you post another article that says why we aren't taking down the sex tape, you deserve to get sued. You deserve to lose all your money. It's a pretty specific order. Take down the sex tape, and they said no. And that's what you get.
Not a good idea for defying a judge order.
Yeah. Plus, aside from like 3 people who write for Kotaku, I really hate Gawker in general. I hate everything that website does.
I don't mind. I like Kotaku just for gaming news, but
yeah, but I mean, like I like Fahey, like Mike Fahey, Stephen Totilo, I think, and then there are very few guys that I would. Oh, and Brian Ashcraft. If those 3 guys left and started their own thing, I wouldn't give a fuck. Kotaku can go down with the rest of Gawker.
I didn't even know there was a connection to it.
Yeah, they
To be perfectly honest with you.
Gawker, Kotaku, Deadspin, Splitsider, Jalopnik, Jezebel.
That explains the agenda I see running
and
across.
Gizmodo. And Lifehacker.
You see a theme across the.
They're a little left-leaning.
Oh,
if you get my drift.
Oh, I know. I was trying to avoid diving into the.
We won't get there. We won't get there.
That's why I said. That's why I said a connecting thread.
I guess moral of the story is what you're gonna do, Gawker, when Hulkamania runs wild on you.
Did you see Hulk Hogan put a picture on Twitter? Somebody photoshopped the Gawker logo on the mat so it looked like he was leg dropping the Gawker logo.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great.
And then, are you guys members of the Marks for Life group on Facebook? And if you're not, we should add you guys if you're not. But
I need to. But
Vlad put up a Photoshop. He shared it with the Marks group and he said he laughed for a couple minutes straight. It was the money pit from DuckTales.
Yes,
Scrooge McDuck's money pit. And Hogan's diving into the fucking money pit. Oh, that is fantastic.
4, as in 4, just a number 4. Sorry, I'm trying to find the page.
Which page? For Marks 4 Life. Yeah, it's. If you put Marks 4 with a numeral 4,
we'll
Life.
Just include this thing on the Friedman 5 and minus it when we do it because we'll have already discussed it. But I mean, it's worth discussing.
Yeah. Oh, definitely it's worth discussing. Well, it looks like we should probably get into the Friedman 5, the right to the heart of the matter. If Hulk Hogan is in fact part of it, so then yeah, we will go into that. And let's do it to it. Here we go.
You're gonna get a 5 count. Do you hear that? You're gonna get a 5 count.
3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. Just give me more.
The 5 topics of the week. The Friedman 5. Eric Friedman has curated this list. Ergo, the Friedman 5. The floor is yours, sir.
All right. Well, as I mentioned, Hulk Hogan, Gawker, that was definitely one of them. So we could scratch that. But that was a big one. We got Raw last night. We got even more injuries galore to talk about. I mean, if there's talk about a brand split. Shit, you could make a whole brand out of all the injured people right now.
Yes, absolutely. You could.
It's crazy. Every single person that was a champion on the show last year at Mania is out injured right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's been like that for several months. We also got Sting. Is he retired? Is he not retired? We don't know. There's conflicting.
TMZ reported that he was retired, and then reported
conflicting reports. I don't take TMZ seriously as a serious news outlet anyway.
And it looked like, honestly, on the one that they published over the weekend, I believe the video was taken outside the Danbury, Connecticut PAL building where he was appearing with Big Time Wrestling. And the only reason I bring that up is I guess there was some controversy at the Big Time Wrestling show as in regards to, I guess, the quality of the show.
Oh, geez.
The Marks group. There was some reviews from the Marks group that were not very positive, and I'm not going to say anything because I know that shit gets back around the business, and I don't want to shit on anybody's. I'm just relaying the message that I got from the Marks for Life group. There are already a few people in big time that don't like me. There are a few people in big time that do like me, so I'll preface it that way. But there are a few people in big time that don't like me because of who I work for. But anyway, we won't get into that. I'll just say, if you go to the Marks for Life group, these guys have a podcast. They do a lot of stuff. They're fun guys. They want to get us on their show, and we want to get them on our show, another wrestling podcast. They get big names, and I don't know whose dick do they suck to get these names. Like, I'm sorry to be so explicit, but that's the first question I'm going to ask Steve if we interview him on this show.
We saw. Remember when we were in Providence and they were at the very next table, and all these superstars were sitting down with them, and we're like, damn it.
Yeah, I mean,
Credo gets everybody. I don't understand.
Man with that
Every
shit.
time I fucking turn around, he's got RVD, Jim Ross, Eric Bischoff, fucking Jake.
He's got Finn Balor on.
Finn Balor. Like, how is he getting WWE guys? I mean, that's something that's got to be approved by Triple H. So, who the fuck is he banging? I love him. I love him.
Steve,
I love Credo. I love Jonathan. I love their whole deal.
Yeah.
But who they fucking?
And we were lucky.
Can you share?
Yeah, share the love, man.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky that Crystal Marshall was such a sweetheart.
Oh, Crystal Marshall was the nicest girl in the world to talk to us on through, and I don't even know how much of that was captured because of the Wi-Fi situation in that.
You know, horrible situation, which I paid extra for, by the way.
Right.
City Wi-Fi, and not for nothing, she was a sweetheart to do it there. But since then, I have reached out to her, and she has not responded. So.
Well, we'll keep plugging along. Like I said, I have a couple things. My Facebook. Half of my Facebook must look really weird to the other half of my Facebook, because I have so many wrestling people on there. So if they were to like go through and look, it would be like my family and friends, and then the wrestling people. And my family and friends would probably think it's really weird that there are so many, like, you know, who's Diamond Dallas Page? You know what I mean? Like, who's Les Thatcher? It's like, well, don't worry about it. Okay.
Listen, I'm still working on getting Amber on. The problem that we're having with Amber is that she needs a phone number to call in. There is an app. There is an app with this to get a phone number, which I have tried to access now a bunch of times, and I keep getting an error message.
Try that. Did you try the link I sent you last week?
I didn't try that yet, but I have to look more into it because I don't know how that ties into the Google Plus.
That actually, you can schedule one of these and go live in that link I sent you.
Well, so you can schedule it for a particular time.
Yeah, you can schedule it or immediately go live. It's just another way of going into the Google Hangouts, it seems.
Right.
I haven't got a chance to try it, but...
We'll give it a shot. So, guys, we were talking about Hulk Hogan before, and I guess we'll keep addressing it since we were getting in the swing of the Freeman 5. Okay, my girlfriend is now giving me crap because I said that Crystal Marshall was the nicest girl in the world, and she made a face. My girlfriend is very, very nice, and she's up there. Alexis, here's what you have to understand. There were about 200 former WWE, WCW, NWA wrestlers there, and nobody was talking to us. And then Crystal came over like a savior.
Yeah.
It was so very nice.
And some dude we all never heard of before also.
Oh my God, that weird guy that came, Bull something? I don't even remember what his name was.
None of us recognized who he was.
He claimed he was a big shot back in the day, but fuck if I know.
That's what they all say, though. Oh, did you ever... I wrestled Madison Square Garden. It's like you probably wrestled, like, the second match and put over King Kong Bundy in 30 seconds, and he pinned you for 5.
For 5.
I mean,
Got a
shit,
squash
I
match
would
and
take
dark
Judy
match.
Bagwell on our show if she's still alive.
Oh, is Judy Bagwell? Oh my God. Okay. All right. Now maybe Steve Credo has he had Buff on his podcast? I can ask Steve to see if he can get a. I want Judy Bagwell. Okay, that sounds really wrong. I want Judy Bagwell on our podcast.
That would be
if
great.
she is in fact still alive and functional enough to understand what's going on.
I mean, and I don't mean any offense by that, but
No, because she was an old. Let's be fair. She wasn't old. She was an older woman back then, and it hasn't. Time hasn't gone backwards.
Right.
So, we'd have to know what kind of conditions he's in. So Hulk Hogan, if Hulk Hogan comes back, does he change his theme music?
Here comes the money.
What would you
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Brother.
Dollar,
brother.
All you gotta do is just chime in brother every so often.
Okay, you know what? I told these guys before the show was on, I was almost late because I just downloaded WWE 2K16. Long story short, I used some gift cards in the sale, etc., to get the digital DLC pack that was $89 for like $26. Bingo. But now that there's custom creations and all that, and I'm a big jerk, I'll probably end up making a Hulkster called Gawker or something like that, and it's just going to be a Hulk Hogan clone, and he's going to come out to Shane's Titantron and do the dance.
You know, now that you have it, Vince, we gotta play. We can play, you know, online.
You can add me. So. You know, you guys can all add me. Back when I picked my Xbox gamer tag. Well, let me just put it this way: Samoa Joe's gamer tag is the same as his wrist tape. Joe-ism when he writes that on his wrist tape. So I thought that was cool, and I'm a nerd, so I ripped it off. And my user, it's Vince-ism for my Xbox gamer tag.
Oh, that's funny.
So, and I tried adding it.
Pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But see, now there's a way that we can invade each other's like universe mode and shit, right?
I just got the game. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's a way, so like you can use our guys and vice versa, and we can like, yeah, we'll play around with it.
That's true. That's a cool aspect.
Yeah, I think I heard some shit about
I don't know. I got like some other stuff. It was like a My Career Accelerator and a universe booster.
The My Career Accelerator is you can just start in the My Career when your guy has like no attributes. You can start with like 90%.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I suggest doing that too. By the way.
Yeah,
because like Game Genie for
yeah, pretty much.
Only now you pay for it. Like it was literally if you go and pay for the bundle, the full price, $89, you get like 2 or 3 character packs and a new move pack and all that. And the accelerators and unlockers and all that shit too. Which is a good value, but just it's funny to say, like you said, Eric, we've gone from like the Game Genie, which was to buying cheats. We just admit it now. We buy cheats. We buy them on the iPhone games. We pay 99 cents for 5 more lives on Candy Crush. It just, you know, we're just shameless.
The video game companies are fucking ripping us off because there's guys that are on DLC that should be in the freaking game in the first place.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't give me that bullshit about we couldn't get Sasha and bullshit.
And they still don't have him in there.
But you know, next year. But you know, this year. But the other thing we need to talk about definitely is Bobby Roode and Eric Young.
So now, does this mean that they are WWE bound or NXT bound?
And what does it mean for James Storm?
Well, James Storm at the end of the day is bound to a contract. If anything, he's kicking himself in the ass for going back because I feel that a part of him wanted to go back to reform Beer Money. And they got to do that, and it's a great hit. I mean, there's nothing better than seeing them break out the Boozer Cruiser again. But, it sucks because now he's gone. So and he's bound to a contract unless TNA, dies, which who the hell knows. But I'm excited to see what the future holds for Bobby Roode and Eric Young. I think they would both be huge assets to NXT or WWE, main event. But I think Bobby Roode's got a better shot than Eric Young.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Eric Young, we saw Eric Young get as high as Eric Young can go.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love Eric Young. Eric Young is a great, everybody says it. Christian was the guy that discovered him back before any of this when they were wrestling up in Canada. Christian was the guy that said, strap a rocket to this guy, he's going to be something. Yeah. And people listened to him, and that's how he got the career he got. But he's best when he plays that role that he used to play after Team Canada broke up. When he was scared of his own pyro and afraid of Sting. Oh,
he was so great.
Yeah,
that was so great. It was like their version of Eugene almost. Super.
Yeah, it was like a Eugene kind of thing. I almost said Lou Gene, $5.
The reason why Eric Young was so great, or is so great, is because no matter what they threw at him, he was able to make it work.
He was the ultimate. he was the ultimate hand for TNA, or
He
one
was
of
Cody Rhodes before Cody Rhodes.
Right, he was the Cody Rhodes of their last 10 years, and honestly, so weren't guys like Bobby Roode and James Storm, because they had him fill roles when they needed him to fill roles.
Shit, I even like Team Canada too.
I mean,
Team Canada was my favorite stable. Boom,
Team
I'm gonna
Canada
say
was
it.
great.
That the funeral with Jim Mitchell for Team 3D is the greatest segment in TNA history, I think. Hands down.
That's a funny one.
I mean,
That was good.
I just it's a huge loss to TNA for both of those guys to go. I personally think TNA's done a lot television-wise, strides in the right direction again. I still think they're having issues, though.
Yeah, I mean, I also want to say congratulations to Drew Galloway on winning the world title.
That's so
awesome.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Definitely well deserved.
But see, my question, now I was kind of confused about that decision too, and that's not because I don't think he's worthy of being a champion.
No, it's just
it's you just did this whole thing with Matt Hardy.
yeah.
And you just put him over as your top dog heel, and he's running with it, and he's doing awesome with it. And now you take the title from him. I think that was a little too soon. I think Matt Hardy should have an actual run. And
you mean TNA changed the title too quickly?
I know.
Shock and awe.
I know, but see, that's my problem. It's like you're making all these strides to go in the right direction, and then you do something stupid like this.
That's vintage TNA. One step forward, two steps back, all the time.
Because here's the thing, whether or not I like the guy, people like EC3, he's a popular guy. I can admit that the dude's popular, and it seemed like they built him up to be the number one guy, and now all of a sudden Drew Galloway is the number one guy.
Yeah.
What happened? I mean, and again, not that I'm in love with the dude, but it's not fair to him if he was the top guy.
That's one positive thing I will say about TNA is they know how to build guys up that were from previous organizations. Look what they did with Bully Ray. Look what they did with EC3 and Drew Galloway now. Even Anderson for his time there.
Christian, honestly, revitalized his career.
Christian was never a main event player in the WWE. He went to TNA, and he was the guy.
Yeah.
So, TNA did a lot of things correctly.
So you know what I mean? To their credit, definitely. They deserve that credit.
Listen, we say it on this show every fucking week. TNA at the beginning was an awesome program to watch. And it slowly started to decline. I mean, honestly, it really started to decline when they brought in Hogan and Bischoff and everyone else. And
they tried to go to Monday nights.
Right, and Dixie, I think, is the biggest issue. But I've always...
Dixie's a constant issue.
I emailed her my resume once. She never called me.
She probably will block you if you try and contact her again.
It was like 8 years ago. I don't think she remembers.
But I'm just hoping that age is not going to be an issue for these guys. I mean, it wasn't for AJ or Joe. So, but I really think Rude is the it factor for a reason, Rude,
when they named him, they named him after fucking Rick Rude, and you can look at how the way he works, his physique, all that shit is very reminiscent. But then he gets a different twist to it where he's the fucking money guy.
Yeah, the DiBiase thing.
So he was like, and he's the way he wrestled. He wrestled well. He wrestles well. He didn't die or retire or anything. He wrestles well, and he doesn't do anything flashy. That's kind of what I like about him. He goes in there like a fucking wrestler would, and he wrestles wrestling matches. Imagine that. And
he can talk.
Yeah. Oh, and his promos are great. The turkey suit.
Yeah.
The Thanksgiving. Did he have to put on the turkey suit one year?
I think so.
I believe.
Fucking really. Every time they brought that turkey suit out, I know people shit on it. I loved the turkey suit. AJ Styles wore the turkey suit. Eric Young wore the turkey suit.
Now, hold on. I got to stop you right here, and this is going to start to make a transition. But you brought the name up, and I have to address this.
AJ Styles?
Yeah, you brought up AJ Styles. Now, we all know that I am one of the biggest advocates. I am so fucking happy AJ Styles has come to WWE. Number one, his flying forearm, which is a beautiful thing to watch.
I love the name too.
Is not a
What are they
finishing
naming?
move. It is not a finishing move.
No, I agree.
That's number one.
Let's get that out there. Yeah.
Right. Number two, the name fucking sucks.
What is the name?
What's the name, Ryan?
It's Phenomenal Forearm.
Yeah,
No.
the forearm.
I love cheesy
gay.
puns though.
It is phenomenally gay. Now, here's my thing. Are they doing this because they're waiting until WrestleMania and he's going to break out the Styles Clash finally, and then we're going to have that? Or did they officially ban the Styles Clash?
I've seen the Styles Clash.
He's done it. He did it to Curtis Axel.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did?
Yeah.
And
What
he's
was
done
that,
it a
on
couple.
SmackDown?
He's done it a few times. Yeah, that was the first time he did it. Was to Curtis Axel.
Well, there's that theory. I haven't.
But I don't think he's
haven't
hit it
watched
on
every
Jericho. I don't think he's hit it on Jericho. That's the difference.
I don't think I've seen him try and attempt it on Jericho.
No, because he was doing.
No.
He pulled out everything but the Styles Clash in their. I think in their last match because he pulled out the. Didn't he try the calf crusher at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tried everything.
No,
He tried the
did they-
spiral tap, right?
Did they name that the Calf Crusher because they can't say killer?
I would. Yeah, but it's really. You know what? They should just stick with the technical name. The calf slicer sounds a lot better,
That sounds cool, actually.
right?
That's
That's the name they call it in MMA.
the flying forearm is not a finishing move.
No, it's a signature. It's a setup.
Right. So that's a problem for me.
I think when he put that thing out on Twitter, he was like, "Hey everybody," I'm sorry, I'm doing a really bad Southern accent for AJ Styles. He's like, "Hey everybody, what should I name my flying forearm?" And I sent back, "You should call it Face Jam."
I believe I can fly.
They would never get away with Face Jam as the name of a move, but it would. I would have liked it. I would have popped for it.
Here's a question: do they add a stipulation to their match? Because it's their fourth match against each other.
No, but it better be like no holds barred or something.
Yeah,
Well,
you
they already
gotta
have a street
stake
fight.
somehow.
We do already have a street fight. That's true.
Last man standing hits the Styles Clash and a fucking spiral tap.
Submission match.
Put him in a
Submission match.
cage. Put him in a
We got a
cage.
Hell in a Cell.
That's fine.
They could do it 2 out of 3 falls, something.
That's true.
All right,
I'd go
so
submission.
John Cena said he's not wrestling at WrestleMania, and then WWE he put this out like last week, I think, on Twitter, and then WWE puts out a video of him bench pressing like 1,000,000 pounds, and they're like, "Oh, the champ is getting better." So is this some fucking setup for him to not quote unquote not wrestle at WrestleMania, but come out and hit somebody with an attitude adjustment and fucking tip the scales in the match?
I mean that I'm sure that's what's gonna happen. But
Do you think he comes out in the Hell in a Cell? And if he comes out in the Hell in a Cell, who does he help?
well, now
Good
so
question.
now let's why don't we get into Raw?
Yes.
Because we're gonna kind of go in that direction, right? So Raw, I mean, again, I don't think it was actually a bad Raw. It had a lot of great elements to it. I didn't fall asleep, so I mean
Terry
that's a problem.
Funk, that was awesome.
Terry
Right.
Funk.
So you get Mick Foley one week, then you get Terry Funk who gives him the chainsaw. That was a fucking awesome segment. And the best part is I'm sitting there and I'm watching Terry Funk and all I could think about was him bitch slapping Vince. But
I'm going to go with the only
Yeah,
one.
about
too.
that.
but it was great because he's sitting there talking all this shit and you're sitting on the couch like, the fuck is he saying? But Dean Ambrose is like, oh yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
And then in the background, one of the guys in the background was Northeast Wrestling Zone Vic Delicious.
was it?
And now,
Oh, you're right.
big mop toppy guy. Oh, does he have long hair now, or does he have a buzz cut? I don't even remember.
It was
I
a
saw
buzz
him
cut, I
a minute
think.
ago. He probably had a buzz cut, but he was like a kind of a stocky kid. with
Yeah.
facial hair. Yeah, that was our boy.
Oh, that's
Nice
funny.
to see him out there. And I heard some good news from local wrestler Bobby Ocean. He spent Monday in Philly and is Tuesday in Boston. He's being very secretive on Facebook about what he's doing, but WWE was in Philadelphia on Monday and is in Boston on Tuesday, so I'm hoping that means he's getting some kind of dark match or tryout or something. And more power to him, because that would be a big step for him. He's been wrestling since he was fucking 14 years old, and if anybody deserves it for hard work alone, it's him.
That's awesome. That's why you like to hear that shit. But
so let's get into this, because it sounds like AJ got rolled up because Jericho got distracted, or like, oh no, that was
it was AJ's wrestling a great match with Owens, which was that match was everything you expected it to be. It was awesome. And I totally forgot that they announced this match. So when it came on the screen, I was like, oh shit. I mean, because it's a match we've wanted to see. They did a great job, both of them. AJ looks like he's going to win. Jericho comes out, but he's got the mic and he's AJ, that kind of thing, distracting him. He gets rolled up and he loses. So then later in the night, Jericho
doesn't that make AJ look like a big fucking goof though?
Well,
especially after the following where it doesn't work on Jericho.
Okay, keep going, because I want to know what happened. What's the?
Listen. At the end of the day, I think AJ is going to win this at Mania, so he can look as stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter. But later in the night, Jericho has a match, so AJ comes out to do the same thing, but Jericho still winds up winning his match. Which is when AJ looked pretty stupid, to be honest. But so I mean, they did that. Stephanie had some great moments. They tried as hard as they could again with Reigns. It's just not gonna fucking happen. They cannot get this
not in Philly. Not in Philly.
Yeah, but they tried so fucking hard, and it's just no matter what, they just the guy's getting moved.
They did a decent job protecting him last night, though.
They did, but he still got booed out the building.
And at least they didn't send him through the crowd.
It's funny, too, because, like, compared to some of the other matches, it's almost like an afterthought.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it seems like the New Day, and this is what I'm hearing is the New Day, specifically Big E, Dean Ambrose, and Bray Wyatt are all set for something big for individually for each of them at post-WrestleMania.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
We hear that all the time, and I really hope it's true for all of their sakes, but what can you do for Bray Wyatt at this point?
Well, Bray Wyatt has to get healthy.
Wins.
I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Wins, yes. Ryan got it again. Wins.
He has to win a feud.
Well, he will, but
I'm not bitching or anything, but that's the first step. Actually, get him a win.
Oh no! Listen, when we're talking about Bray Wyatt, you can bitch and complain all you want, because overall they have shit on the whole fucking idea of Bray Wyatt, which should be the easiest guy for you to build story around and have him win.
Yeah.
But he's gonna get his time. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen after
not
me.
Like Dolph Ziggler, where you knew automatically from his name and starting out by shaking hands going, "Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler," that he was set up to fail and somehow made it work. But they realized he was making it work, and he only got so far. He hit a ceiling.
Listen, there's potential for Dolph Ziggler to have a really big Mania moment. Let him. Maybe he comes and interferes in that Hell in the Cell match. He's been feuding with the Authority forever. And,
came out in his suit last night.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Self-entitled match.
I mean, there's so many things they can do. But now, so Vince McMahon now says if Undertaker doesn't win, he's finished.
He said it's his last WrestleMania.
Right. Well, I mean, listen, he's really only around WrestleMania now. So, to me, that just means he's finished. Yeah. So, now I pose this question to everybody. So, does this mean that we really, truly know how this match is going to conclude? I say no. And I will explain why. But I first want to hear everyone else. But I have my own version.
I have a theory as well.
All right.
But, we'll go. I'll let you get Steve not Steve.
So,
Eric or Ryan, go ahead. I'll let you defer to you guys.
My feeling is, and I'm not talking about who should or shouldn't win or this or that or the storyline wise. My opinion is that Taker shouldn't lose at all period. But I don't know. It's hard to say. My whole thing is that I don't want Taker to lose regardless because I don't think any damn thing's going to change anyway. So even if Shane wins. So
wait a minute. So you just devil's advocate on this one. So now you want Undertaker to win, which means you want Shane to lose and not take over Monday Night Raw.
See, because nothing is going to change anyway. Everything's going to stay exactly the same anyway.
Well, no, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to have a pretty decent match between these two guys because right now, Shane is training with Renzo Gracie and fucking this Muay Thai kickboxing guy whose name I don't even remember because he's got 4 names. And they're both fucking world beater guys, pound for pound, some of the best in the world. And I think Shane is probably in better shape than he was 10 years, 15 years ago because he was always kind of a pudgy kid, and now he's going to be ripped. And Undertaker is fucking doing 500-pound flies or some shit on Instagram, just bullshit, like squatting 500 pounds or some insane numbers that a guy his age shouldn't do, like lat pull downs or something. He's doing all kinds of shit on Instagram where you can see he's healthy, he's ready to go because he hasn't wrestled in a year. Good for him. They're gonna have a pretty decent match, and whatever old school throat slash pile driver 1, 2. Guess who comes out?
I'll walk out of the building, bro. I'll walk out of the fucking building, for real.
And his name is John Cena! He comes out.
I love the
whole place. The whole place shits itself simultaneously. John Cena comes to the ring, stares down Shane, hits the attitude adjustment on the Undertaker, and prevents Vince from getting in the ring to break it up. Shane gets the pin. You got John Cena and fucking Shane McMahon as Team Raw, and then Vince and the Authority as Team SmackDown. And you got 2 separate brands again.
I hope to God you're fucking wrong.
Okay, whether or not I'm wrong, does it sound like something Vince McMahon would do like the same way he called an audible at WrestleMania last year for the Money in the Bank? Does that sound like a desperation move he'd pull?
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
Please go.
A lot of people heard Vince's announcement, and right away they said, well, they pretty much just blew the fucking match because obviously that means Taker's going to win because, they're not going to – this isn't going to be his last Mania.
Right.
I say that gave away nothing because you could still have Undertaker lose and have the universe say, holy shit, this is it.
Right.
They can always bring him back.
Yeah, somebody said, and people are kind of reading between the lines here, the way Vince McMahon said it would be the Undertaker's last WrestleMania. If John Cena does in fact come out and hit the attitude adjustment on the Undertaker and Shane pins him, that means your big main event for SummerSlam is the match that they've never done, John Cena versus the Undertaker. They've done it once, but there was no finish on a Raw. Yeah. Undertaker versus John Cena. SummerSlam, main event.
There's also this. If Taker loses, Shane reinstates him the next night.
Yeah, right? Oh, I'm in charge of Raw now. You're back.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So he can always be reinstated, so I think it gives away nothing. I mean, listen, your theory makes sense. I'm just hoping you're wrong because they could have so many other... Listen, we still don't know that Sting is officially retiring. They could easily set up next year's WrestleMania and have Sting show up and attack, hit Undertaker with the bat or some shit, or come out with the crow and have it eat him, or something. Yeah. And then, and there you go.
How much money do I have to pay to see that?
Holographic crow.
Here's another
a legit crow, just a face claw Undertaker for the win.
Here's another thing, though. Even though we're having this match with all these stipulations, like Shane's stipulation and all that, Shane technically doesn't he still have something over Vince anyway?
The lockbox.
Yeah.
Well, that lockbox is coming into play eventually anyway.
So, but that's what my point. Like, why would Shane agree to all the stipulations if he already has something on Vince? There's no reason to.
Yeah.
And also, Taker, I wish they would have just turned Taker, or at least attempted to turn Taker heel in this, so people would boo again, go against Taker.
Right. Well, it's weird that Vince McMahon is saying the Undertaker is my bitch.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Well, when Shane said that to Taker, you're his bitch, and Taker fucking lost it.
Oh, yeah, but I mean,
as he should.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is convoluted.
I don't get why.
The match is going to be incredible.
Wise, I don't get why Vince would be poking Undertaker then.
Yeah, why do you poke?
Because it upset Undertaker when Shane said it. When it lodged using storyline logic, when it upset him if Vince used it.
It's almost like they're setting it up so during the middle of the match, Vince McMahon starts barking orders at the Undertaker. And then the Undertaker tombstones Vince McMahon and then gets rolled up by Shane, and Shane holds the tights. Once again, if I'm right, please, Steve is going to kill me if any of these come true.
Actually, no, I kind of like that one.
Because Vince McMahon gets the tombstone.
I'd be okay with a dirty roll-up, with as long as Vince gets a tombstone.
By the way, if Sting comes out, he has to come out to this song or fucking nothing.
Yes.
Amen. Yes.
Has to be. What was that shit they played at WrestleMania?
I don't know, but it was fucking horrible.
I hum this song all the time. It is the most hummable fucking song.
And they also need to play it with the children's voices in the background, too.
Oh, with the fucking monologue, like the one with at 97? Yeah.
I forgot what the intro was, but it was awesome. His Starcade entrance.
Let's see.
When a man's heart is full of deceit,
yes, that's the one.
Dies, and a dark shadow falls over his soul. From the ashes of a once great man has risen a curse, a wrong that must be righted. We look to the skies for a vindicator, someone to strike fear into the black hearts of the same man who created him. The battle between good and evil has begun. Against an army of shadows comes a dark warrior, the purveyor of good, with a voice of silence and a mission of justice.
Why wouldn't they use this one? They have the rights to it.
Yo, they really do. They seriously, if they used that would explain. Even that little monologue that was talking about Hulk Hogan and the NWO is so non-specific that they could use it to apply to the authority.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great.
Absolutely. And man, too bad that Sting Hogan match was a stinker. Ended up being a stinker.
Fucking, you know what? I defend Hulk a lot. I'm a big Hulk Hogan fan. But what the fuck, man? Why would you tell Nick Patrick to make a regular count? It was supposed to be a fast count. That was the whole fucking point.
Yeah, it made Brett look stupid, and then
the fast count protected Hulk. Honestly. It protects him because, he won. Bing, bing, bing. We get the picture of him winning. And then he's a heel, so he had to cheat. And then you get the turnaround where he doesn't really, as far as I'm concerned, it's a not a clean way for a heel to lose the title. Usually a heel loses very, clean, like Triple H is going to do at WrestleMania. But it was just such a weird circumstance anyway. That finish was such a finish anyway with Brett in there. Hulk should have realized that putting Sting over the way that he should have been put over was going to be more beneficial to even Hulk in the long run.
That match honestly should have been a straight up squash.
Hogan should have sold for fucking 15 minutes. Made a comeback like he always does with the finger finger wag and he takes the punches from Sting and does all this shit, hulks up, rips the whatever the fuck, punch, Irish whip into the ropes, big boot, goes for the leg drop, miss, get him right into the scorpion, pull it back, tap, boom, finish.
Yeah, and then have all the roster come out and congratulate Sting and then NWO's dead.
Or, if they really wanted to be assholes, they could have had Hogan put Sting in the Scorpion, have Nick Patrick ring the bell, but Sting didn't tap out, and then do the other finish with Bret Hart running out. recreate Montreal
Yeah.
a month later, and just put Bret in as the righteous referee enforcer guy that corrects the
That
big
would be
middle
good.
finger. Big
That
middle
would be
finger to Vince
money.
to be like, that's
That's
how
quite a
you should
tangent
do
we
it.
got on.
That would be a better way of going about revenge than.
Eric, I hate to say it, but speculating about what it could have been in 1997 is a lot more exciting than what's going on
Yeah,
currently.
unfortunately.
Because you had guys that were fresh, because there were two different promotions. So when Bret Hart went to WCW, he was automatically fresh, because then he got to feud with a bunch of guys he either hadn't feuded with or hadn't feuded with in like 10 years.
Not only was he fresh, but he was also, straight off of the Montreal thing, and, they had potential.
He was so hot. Wrestling with Shadows came out. Fucking, he was one of the biggest names. They had to break the biggest money contract in WWF history to let him go to WCW. It should have been a bigger deal than it was.
All I can say is you gotta love hindsight,
Because even then, okay, at the end of that match, when everybody's congratulating Sting, it should be Bret Hart comes out, pops Nick Patrick, the match restarts, Sting gets Hogan in the fucking deal, tap out, ring the bell, give him the belt, raise his hand, and then Bret Hart clotheslines the shit out of Sting. And that's your next feud.
Great way to set it
and he
up.
says, I'm the real hero. I'm the...
Right? And he could go babyface or heel depending on how the crowd reacts to that, because you don't know what's going to happen at that point. Because even Sting, yes, is a big babyface, but Bret Hart was such a big babyface over in WCW. If Bret attacks Sting, who do the fans side with? Maybe you get a split situation where both guys are kind of babyface, kind of heel to like half the audience. That would have been so fucking cool. Okay, we can't say this about, well, what if Roman Reigns feuded with this guy? Because he's feuded with everybody, and it sucks.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion we came to. Well, what if you feuded with Bray Wyatt? No. Well, what if you feuded with Daniel Bryan? What if you feuded with Dean Ambrose? What if you feuded with Seth Rollins? What if you feuded with Triple H? No. See the big vein in my forehead? That's the Roman Reigns vein. That right there. That's the Roman Reigns vein.
That's an also. Slim it down. Just call it the Reigns vein.
The Reigns vein. There it is. I'm going to point to it every time we talk about him because it comes out.
Okay.
So
Real quick,
Yes.
before we move on, I just want to talk about one...
Move on! Where do we go?
I don't know. Because while we're on like these weird tangents of like past things, I just want to say something that pissed me off, still pisses me off to this day.
oy vey.
Okay. This is really out there and weird and has nothing to do with anything. But Luger, Yoko, SummerSlam 93. All right?
Really? You're going there.
Yes, I'm going there
right.
because...
there.
And I'm not mad that Luger didn't win the belt, which he should have. But... the ending pissed me off because he won by countout and then celebrated as if he had won the fucking title. I hate that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate
I
that.
hate that shit.
Yeah.
He knocked him out of the ring, won by countout, and then they everybody comes in and celebrates. They play God Bless America or some shit, and he didn't win the title. Who gives a shit?
Like Hogan and WrestleMania 9, Hogan and Beefcake. They won by the referee got knocked out, and Jimmy Hart turned his sport coat around to have a referee stripes and counted a double pinfall and rang the bell. It was nullified by the referee, and they didn't win the title.
DQ.
But they looped his music like 3 times as he celebrated, and there was pyro and confetti, and he took IRS's briefcase and threw out the money, and then the picture that is so relevant now with Hulk Hogan holding all the cash going like this. That's how he feels right now.
That's a meme waiting to happen.
He's like, I can't wait. I want to go to Tampa when this check clears, and I just want to watch. I just want to watch him go into a club with that much money and see what happens to Hulk Hogan at damn near 60 years old with $140 million in a club in Tampa.
I bet Linda McMahon's really pissed.
Yeah,
that's the new Hogan
I got
knows
my money
best.
back. Fuck you, bitch.
Hulk Hogan is going to be the new host of The Apprentice because he has 140.
You're fired, brother.
Hey, listen. So we got about 10 minutes left,
All right, yeah.
and we still wanted to touch on the NXT show.
Yes.
So
Yeah, my
maybe
reasoning
we'll look
is
at that.
because next week we need to have Mania as the main, if not like everything. So we need
Yeah.
to discuss TakeOver now. All the matches are set up. It looks like an incredible card.
Looks great. I have
We
it
could
pulled
just
up in
make
front of me.
quick predictions right now, or review or whatever.
Yeah, I'm filling mine in. I'm seeing Vince is doing that right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me do that.
It's like no radio silence while we do this. I'm gonna just tell you briefly what the card is. We got Austin Aries taking on Baron Corbin, the Revival, Dash and Dawson against American Alpha, Gordon and Gable, Cruz versus Samson, Apollo Cruz versus the Drifter Elias Sampson.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
God bless you.
That was awesome.
All right, so
is there
let's
anything
do
else?
the
Is there-
internet.
Oh, and Bailey versus Asuka, and then we got
Balor
Finn
Joe.
Balor Joe.
All right, so maybe
Some of
we
these
should.
are a little bit harder.
So why
Good
don't
Lord,
we?
some of
Why
these
don't we
are
just
really
go
hard.
match? Why don't we just go match by match?
Yeah.
Let's start Austin Aries, Corbin.
Austin Aries all the way. He's
Aries.
his debut match. There's no way he's losing that.
I think Austin Aries has been brought in to put over new talent. I think Corbin goes over.
Oh fuck that! You and I
Continues
are
his
challenging on that
feud.
one.
Continues his feud with the internet wrestling community.
Austin Aries all the way. That's my pick.
Me
All
too.
And let's see, what's the next one here, Ryan? Revival.
Revival and
Tag Team
American Alpha.
Championship match. I think we all have the same one.
Yeah.
God, no.
I don't
no,
know. I could put Revival. It depends on what shit.
Oh, Enzo and Cass are
Yeah,
doing it.
Enzo
Right?
and Cass are doing. Because I could see them going back and feuding with them, but if they go up to the main roster, then
Yeah. Well, I think that's maybe where they're headed. They're working dark matches on SmackDown, so maybe Enzo and Cass are headed into.
Well, the rumor I'm hearing is Joe, Baylor, and Enzo and Cass are all expected to possibly debut even the Raw after Mania.
Right. Wow.
So
I think. Let's see here.
let's go
I think
Cruise
we
us.
go over. I mean, it would be nice to see them go over because those kids work hard. Not that Dash and Dawson don't, but they got their, they have the belts.
They
They
have
have
their time now.
right. So and like we're saying,
And
a couple
Jordan
months is
Gable
their
is so
time, but
over.
let's see. Yeah, they're really over. They're guys that you have to ignore whatever your plans are and start fucking pushing them.
That'd be
they're
fun
gonna
to
they're
see
gonna
Kurt
be big-
Angle come in and
Yeah, if you manage them, that would be fantastic. They're both
Angle right there.
both future champions,
Absolutely.
singles
And I'll-
champions. On
And
the
I'll
main
tell you
roster.
what a hell of a weekend for Sami Zayn, huh?
Hell yeah. He's going to have she's the most tired guy in the fucking building for sure. What do we think? I think we're all saying the same thing. Nakamura puts him over.
Hey,
oh no, Nagamura is winning.
Eric, you put
Or not Nakamura
Aries
puts
in
him over.
the,
He puts over
Apollo
Nakamura.
Crews
I'm sorry.
match.
Well, what?
You put the answer for the Apollo Crews, Samson, Aries.
Oh, did I? That's funny.
Apollo and Aries, I get it. But yeah, I meant to say that Zayn puts over Nakamura because Nakamura is going to be sticking around and Zayn's going to be on the main roster. We all
Bailey, Asuka.
put Cruz for that match because I don't get this Drifters thing. I really don't. I just don't like it. Maybe if he played guitar better. I don't know what it is that could change my opinion about it. I just don't like it. Bailey, Asuka. Ooh, me and Eric are saying Bailey. Ryan says Asuka. What do you guys?
I'm going for the win with that
Hey, you know
one.
what? I meant Asuka.
You meant Asuka. Ooh.
I'm going with Asuka on this one. I think Bailey's losing the strap.
You think she's going up to the main roster?
I think she's coming on up.
I think she's probably SummerSlam, but you've got to drop the belt. You can have the feud to further put Asuka over.
Yeah.
With
I
no
could
harm
be
to
swayed to
Bayley.
change my opinion before that show happens. I could be swayed. The only reason I was thinking it because if they're building it, and the reason I picked there's going to be discrepancy here because I'm picking Finn to retain because I feel like Finn and Bayley, if they're going to be building NXT as a brand, these guys are built from the ground up from NXT. They're not like Joe came in from the the Indies. Finn came in from the Indies too, but I think they're considering Finn and Bayley like the flagships of.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if they're talking about doing this bullet, I think they're going to call it
Bulletproof Balor Club.
Bulletproof, right? So if they're going to do that, then they have to be on the main roster, no?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the only thing.
But I wonder if they've had the NXT champion up before. They could make that a thing for a while.
Like Kevin Owens.
Yeah, because he could be even just like they consider that, and that could almost be an invasion as well. Like, the NXT guy came up from NXT, and he brought guys from Japan over, and then suddenly it's like, it's an invasion when it's not really an invasion because they're all employees of your fucking show.
And I'd like them to also, talk, deal with AJ too, because AJ was after Balor left, AJ became the leader.
They could get into that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Styles versus Zayn at some point. That's really what I want to see.
I would like that.
I don't know if I'm sure it's happened before, and I'll get an angry Twitter message from somebody. Well, actually, but
maybe next year at Mania.
Yeah, I
think they could extend, Owens and Zayn for SummerSlam. That's probably one of the reasons that they made a multi-man ladder match, but
yeah, I think they're definitely going that way. Maybe even doing a ladder match for them at SummerSlam to continue that tradition of the IC title ladder match thing at SummerSlam.
True.
But Aries better go over because it's bad enough that Corbin beat Apollo Crews,
that's what I'm saying. That's what's riling people up. Is he's saying like go back to Ring of Honor when he never wrestled for Crews never wrestled for Ring of Honor. That's his shtick. So I feel almost like that's what they're gonna do.
I don't know.
If he loses, he has to look good. You know what I mean? He has to look good and then get cheated out of it because the guy's a heel. He can't just go in and job. Because if he goes in and jobs, then yes, I agree. Why fucking bother? Yeah. So is that the whole? Oh, that was the whole card.
But the difference was that Crews had already been on the roster and had a match or two already. Whereas this is Aries' first.
I don't think we talked the Finn Balor Samoa Joe match though.
Oh yeah. I
think Joe takes the title.
Yeah,
I think Joe takes the title.
Yeah, I think he does too, just with the being called up.
I'm gonna go against just to keep things interesting.
Takeover also, so I was wrong about that one too.
True.
Either way, though, the card is incredible, and Mania's got a tough act to follow.
Yeah,
I think Mania's shaping up. I'm not worried.
It's gonna be decent.
No, it'll be fine. I mean, look, last year proved me wrong big time because last year the build-up sucked, but the Mania was pretty incredible. I thought.
I think this year's WrestleMania might be a little bit too much, though.
I really don't like the build for this WrestleMania. It's just.
I mean,
shitty.
They announced we have a 2-hour pre-show, we have a 4-hour pay-per-view, and we got an hour post-show.
Jesus, that's a lot.
I'm not staying for the post-show. I'm getting the hell out of there.
No, I'm not saying I'm going to watch the post-show. I'm just saying...
The post-show is not going to be for the live people. The post-show is going to be for the network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying in general, it's a bit
That's a lot. That's a lot to take in one day.
It's WrestleMania.
That is true.
Yeah.
How long is the Super Bowl? What, 4 hours?
It's a long... I mean, that's all day, too, because they do pre-game shows and post-game... It's... Screw it.
But it's not an official NFL. I don't know.
It's not all official NFL stuff. It's like the network does it, and yeah.
In my opinion, there's a little bit of a difference between the WWE having an official post-Mania show and a pre, because you have the Andre the Giant Battle Royale and the pre-show.
The arm bar. The old Andre Battle Royale, yeah.
Yep.
Who gives a shit? Like, honestly, it's a disgrace to Andre. They have this fucking thing named after him. It serves no purpose.
It's alright. I mean, if you're going to have WrestleMania...
It has to mean something, though. The trophy got broken by Cesaro the first year.
Big Show hasn't been seen with it.
Right, he posed next to it and did this thing. And then he was done. And that was the last saw of it. Excuse me.
I think Kane's going to win it this year.
Yeah?
Throw out my early pick right there.
I don't think it really matters.
Exactly. That's
my pick is I don't give a shit.
That's the exact reason why I'm picking Kane is.
Why the hell not? I guess.
He's one of the best big guys, and it's not going to hurt anybody.
Or have the social outcasts win, and have them all four after it's over and celebrate and do the run around the ring or something like that. I don't know. For all I
don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. We'll talk about that later. Next
and if
next
they
time,
do push Kane, oh my God, the backlash on that.
They're gonna push Kane. Is that what you said?
No, I said if he wins and they push him,
the
backlash would be intense.
Jesus Christ! Don't even.
I don't think we have to worry about that.
No. No one's going to get pushed, the winner, regardless.
Yeah,
no.
Nobody wins.
We all lose.
Yeah.
It's like the game of life. Everybody loses.
Yeah. Well, with that in mind, thanks for being depressing and bringing the room down. No, we're going to close out this week. It's top of the hour. Does anybody want to put in any other comments, etc.?
TagMeADate.com. First month's free. Come check us out at WrestleCon. We're going to be there Friday and Saturday of WrestleMania weekend, so come check us out. We're going to be hanging out with Gimmick Tree. We're going to have Jasmine St. Clair at our table. We're going to have Amber O'Neil at our table, and we have much more coming, so check it out.
Sweet. All right, and as per usual, we are live and in public, if you will, baby, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can calculate that as you will.
It's not taboo.
Right. It's. I know some places don't change their clocks. Some do. Arizona, in the Midwest, doesn't, and then everywhere else surrounding it does.
Makes sense.
It's interesting, but anyway, you can set your clocks however you need to. We are 7 p.m. on the East Coast. Go to YouTube, put in Tag Me a Date, TAG me MEADATE, all one word, no spaces. Tag Me a Date, and you will see our YouTube page come up. You will see our archive shows. You will see advertisements from the likes of Noel Foley, Frank the freaking WWE Clown. We've got the Thrill Ride, Jimmy Preston, the Sure Thing, Mark Sherman. I think I see the Platinum Playboy on here. We've got a lot of great videos. Mikey Webb is on there, Bandito Jr., good old Jim Ross, and more. Lots of stuff on the Tag Me a Date YouTube page. Then that's how you get to our live show on Tuesday nights when you log in, 7 p.m. You go to the Tag Me a Date page. It's right there. You'll see it, click it, and we'll be here. And if you miss it, you can go watch the archive. I will plays out with Married at First Sight's Jason Carrion. We're big fans of him, and he's big fans of the site, tagmeadate.com. So we'll see you all next week. And here's a word from Jason, if it loads. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Oh boy. What a promo.
We lost Vince. That's hilarious. All right, well, this was the Roy Report. Check us out next week. We'll see you next week, 7 p.m.